Yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a minute, but for now I want to start playing the game. I'll talk about some stuff that doesn't require any news articles as well. Um, some of which is not directly politics, and more so related to the hobbies that I enjoy. Uh, but what's that? Well, I guess I should probably go this way either way because average fierce round. Stand fierce, Street Fighter reference? Nah, I'm just kidding. Beast balls? What? The fuck does that mean? Oh, designed to catch Ultra Beasts. I guess I have those in this game. Sand Slash? No, I'm good. Am I at the level cap already? I am. Okay, cool. I don't need to worry about that. It would be useful to... Ah, dang it. Yeah, get out of here. It would be useful to learn what kind of Pokemon are hanging around here. One of my hobbies that I want to talk about is PC building. I built this this computer that I'm using right now. I built it 4 years ago, actually almost to the day. I built it in June of 2020. You know, when the pandemic was raging, when, you know, obviously everybody has to stay home and you know, all of that kind of stuff, right? And at the time, it cost me about $2,000 to build. I didn't see what Pokemon that was. That's not. And the parts in this PC are a Ryzen 7 3800X, NVIDIA, or I guess EVGA, RTX 2070 Super. Oh, I don't know what the... Okay, yeah. 32 gigabytes of DDR4 3600 RAM to G-Skill Ripjaws kit. And I think I forget if it's a... I think it's an 850 watt power supply from like Corsair, something like that. It's in a Corsair case as well. Very easy to work with. And I have like a couple older spinning hard drives in there from older computers to store some stuff that I don't immediately need. And then I also have an NVMe drive that I use for game storage. That's where most of my Steam games are installed. And I have a SATA SSD that I use for a boot drive. And that put me out like $2,000 to $2,200 or something like that. The same PC nowadays would cost me half as much, funnily enough, or like comparable spec. I'll just go and play around with what is it, PC Part Picker and stuff like that. Some of those websites where you can sort of pick out which parts you might like to use for a computer and stuff like that. And it is a really good time to build a PC right now if you're thinking about that. I don't know what Pokemon they sent. Okay. Really good time to do that if you're thinking about doing that. It is not that difficult to assemble a PC. You can look up a tutorial on YouTube that will walk you through it. It might take you some time. It's definitely a time-consuming thing, and I'm not going to pretend that it's not. But it's not a super difficult thing to do, and I think it's definitely worth it. Speaking as somebody who, well, kind of jumped into the deep end of the pool, you know. Thank God I used this. No! Wrong Pokemon. Ah. Annoying. Let's use the Typer Potion on you. And I'll just save state, I guess. I don't know. There's no real save game option here. Might want to catch a Houndoom. But that's just for the high end. For like the high end of gaming stuff, you don't need to spend all that much money. I think if I go... Well, I don't necessarily want to spend all that much time on PC Part Picker. But with like an i5 13600K, which is like as powerful as my current CPU or better, and then, you know, a comparable graphics card, maybe somewhat of an upgrade to a 2070 Super with a DDR5 RAM kit, and, you know, similar power supply and storage or whatever costs about half as much. So I was mentioning 2,000 to 2,200-ish dollars for this build that I have currently. That kind of PC that I described there with modern parts and components only costs, I think, like a 1,000 to 1,100 dollars, which is not that much for like a full ass gaming PC for like high end stuff too. This isn't your budget gaming PC, which by the way, you can build a good budget gaming PC for under 400 bucks. I've tested this. I went to PC Part Picker and just looked for some of the best, the cheapest components, the best bang for the buck components and whatever. You get like a Ryzen 3 40 something hundred. It's like 4100. And you know, you get an older MATX board, a cheapo case, and a modest power supply, and an appropriate graphics card, maybe like a 2060 or a RX 5500 XT or even an RX 580. You know, it comes out to under 400 bucks, you know. Of course, that doesn't include peripherals like a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. But I'm assuming for a budget build, you just kind of use whatever peripherals you have lying around. I mean, that's what I did with the budget PC that I have downstairs. That's for like family use and stuff. So, you know, we already had a keyboard and mouse pad. We're just kind of use that. But yeah, very fun hobby to engage in. It's you know, every now and again I'll just go and spec a PC just for the hell of it, knowing full well that I'm not in the market to buy one. I mean, this PC is still like way more than enough, you know? Like if you have a 3800X and a 2070 Super and a 32 gigabyte kit of RAM, you are not, you know, you're not hurting for a good PC at the moment. You know, you don't need to worry too much about that. Yes, Houndoom. No. This is the only time I will use save states in this game, unless I literally forget what Pokemon it is they're going to send out, because the text does display on screen there. Catching Pokemon is just really annoying. Yay, Houndoom. Who do I want to forsake to the Shadow Realm? Man, I don't know. I actually have a really good team, even without a fire type. You know what? I gotta go with Brock. Brock, I'm sorry, you've been a homie. You gotta get out of there, mate. We'll give a nickname. I will name you Henry. Just feel like it. Sir, what's up, S. Goodman? Welcome back to chat. What kind of nature are we looking at? Special attack up, defense down. Fuck yeah. But anyways, the long and the short of what I was talking about there is just that, you know, if you are looking to buy a PC or build a PC, now is a pretty good time, because components are pretty inexpensive relative to all the like crypto craze and whatnot. There was definitely like a 2 to 3 year period from 2020 to 2022, 2023 when GPUs cost as much as an entire computer, because, you know, people were going nuts over cryptocurrency mining and stuff, and you know, they wanted that sweet crypto money, so they were milking the GPUs for all they were worth, scalping them on the market, you know, using them as a speculative investment vehicle, things of that nature. And, you know, it was rough. It was rough for people who actually needed a computer. Mostly gamers, which is a relatively small demographic part of the market for who's buying PCs. But, you know, I could imagine it also has some effects on, like, the VFX industry. Anybody who needs to use some of the more intensive, like, rendering capacities of a computer as well. You know, all because some fucking investors wanted to make their money work for them and do no work of their own. Although, thankfully, for people who just do kind of menial office work and wouldn't need much more than a display adapter, they weren't, you know, affected too badly by that. Because, you know, a lot of office computers just don't even have a GPU, or just have a really piddly little one for, like, a display adapter. But, you know, gamers rejoice because, you know, you can get a pretty good graphics card for pretty inexpensive. You know, like, I know a lot of people are going after the 4K gaming craze, but let's be real, you do not need more than 1080p or maybe 1440p for a game to look nice. And so there's no shortage of like inexpensive graphics cards that can get you good frame rates at medium or high settings on 1080p, 1440p, even at higher refresh rates. Um, it's just a good experience, I think. It's a good time right now for that. It's not a good time for a lot of things in economic terms. Certainly not for rent, but you know, for uh, PC hobbyism, it's all right. But anyways, such is the nature of being a computer nerd. You follow this sort of stuff. Um, no, I've been burned. And I think this is just the rub is that this is the first time in a while it's been a decently good time for both higher end and budget end PC builds in like several years. Now is a good time for both of those actually. So that's nice. Although we'll see if anything changes with Nvidia and AMD's plans for like future processors, graphics cards, etc., etc. If they keep doing the meme where they make graphics cards bigger and bigger for no reason, and they just like the graphics card prices continue to increase. Well, you know, it tends to go in cycles like that, but I guess enjoy it while it lasts. So if I end up making that a segment, pretty short segment, cut it there, future me.